Hi, my name is Len McDougall. I'm the author of these fine volumes that you see before you. And I'm here today to take some of the mystery out of honing a sharp edge on a knife. We're going to take this knife, ordinary 440 stainless steel kitchen knife, and as you can see, it's not sharp enough to cut anything. It wouldn't cut skin. You couldn't hurt yourself with this knife if you tried, and I'm trying. I'm going to take this knife and I'm going to put a shaving edge on it, and I'm going to do it before your very eyes. Now I'm going to start with a file. The trick to sharpening any knife of any kind of steel, any design, is to put a bevel on the edge, on the cutting edge. And you can do that with a stone, you can do that with a file, you can do it with a piece of concrete. It doesn't really matter how you do it. The objective is to take off the metal from the edge of the blade until you've established that pointed bevel. Seen and on, that bevel looks like this. Now, whatever angle it may be depends on the thickness and the grind of the blade. But the objective is to establish that bevel. And that requires taking metal off the blade. And it doesn't matter how you do that. I'm using the file, first of all, because it's quick. Second of all, because I recently had a discussion with an expert on the internet who says you can't use a file on a blade or it will wreck the blade. That's not true. It's the truth of the matter is that using a file is like anybody using any kind of tool anywhere in the world. It depends on the aptitude of the person using the tool. Some people can't use a drill. They'll mess it up. But I think we can probably use a file in this case and achieve the desired results. Like I said, the objective is to take the metal off and establish a nice, even bevel. You can do that by hand because you can feel the bevel. When it develops, you can feel the way it drags against the honing instrument. Whether that honing instrument be a file, a stone, diamond, aluminum oxide, it doesn't really matter. So long as it's an abrasive substance that takes the metal off the blade. The angle doesn't matter. There are many sharpening guides out there that'll tell you that, oh, you have to keep the angle at 40 degrees or 35 degrees or whatever. And the reason that doesn't matter is because that may be the angle that the knife was designed to be honed at, but you can't do it. If you're honing by hand, you can't maintain a precise angle by looking at it. Human beings like to have numbers and formulae and precise instructions to follow. We're just beasts of instructions. We need to have instructions. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way because, especially in the field with a stone, you can't maintain an angle anyway. There are tools that are made nowadays. The sharpening instruments of today are better than they've ever been. But there are tools that fixture the blade. They don't allow you to hone at a varying angle. The angle is fixed, and you will hone at whatever angle the tool is fixtured at. That's a good thing. That's precisely what a mill does. you fixture the angle so that it can't change. And then you proceed to remove metal from whatever it is that you're removing metal from. In this case, a knife blade. Now I think we've established a good enough bevel. What we need to do now is sharpen it, smooth it out, because that's also part of the trick. For that, I'm going to use an aluminum oxide stone, also called a carborundum stone. You may or may not be able to see that this stone is very old. It's well used. It's older than some people's kids, at least 20 years. And it's a little dished in the center from being used on everything from axes to machetes to hunting knives. That doesn't matter, because I'm not following a precise angle with the blade, because I can't. I'm honing by feel. I can feel the bevel drag against the stone. And when I feel that bevel drag nice and smoothly, no chattering, no jerking, no slipping, then I know that I've got the edge where I want it, and that I'm honing against it the way that I should. The way that's most efficacious for getting a cutting edge onto the knife. Now, the number of times that you hone, and you notice that I'm doing it in a circular motion, that's not for any kind of style or cool looking effect. It's because it's more efficient than honing like that. It's just dragging the length of the blade along the stone, along the abrasive surface. This is more efficient. I can cover more ground and take off more metal by grinding against the stone in a circular motion like I'm doing. And I can feel it smoothing out. I can feel the edge developing. And again, it doesn't matter how many times you do either side, although much has been made of that in the past, how many times you do either side, do it the same number of times, etc., etc. As long as the end result is that you get two bevels that meet together at a sharp point. And I can tell you that that's happening. Now, my honing solution, much has been made of that too. Some people recommend oil. There are specific formulas of honing solutions made and being sold. I use water. It's readily available, and you can't get a better honing solution than water. Now I'm going to switch to a diamond hone. Not because it's better than the aluminum oxide or because it's more efficient, but because I want to do this for your edification, to show you that a diamond hone works just as well as any other kind of abrasive. It has one advantage though: it never wears out. That's because it's essentially a sheet of milled steel that's been bonded with industrial grade diamond. And the diamonds are literally forever. They don't wear out. Now I believe that we've got an edge on this. Here's a piece of cardboard, and as you know, it wouldn't cut me before, but I'll bet it'll cut this cardboard. As you can see, we have an edge. This is Len McDougall. I hope that this has been instructional for you today, and I hope that you have taken something away from it, and I hope that I've resolved a little of the mystery about getting a sharp cutting edge on a knife. Thank you.